everybody. This is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku Golgotha, Holle, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero. Thanks for joining us again. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of our channel. We keep growing. We got new people in our Discord, and we want to give a few shout-outs. I'm going to shout out to Mr. Martin and his group who are running a Palladium fantasy game, as well as a bunch of other stuff as well on their channel. If you want to see Palladium, not Rifts, but kind of their fantasy game, check that out. Mr. Martin is the name of the channel there. And Holle, you wanted to talk about a few special folks.
So I actually meant to mention this one last week, but we just got into the game and I got a little bit distracted there. So I want to give a shout out to Discreet. He's loving Lex, seeing that Lex is a good boy, and I just want to say thanks for that. If there's anything specific you love about him, just let me know in the chat. And I want to shout out to Rogue Scholar for I know it was some AI generated art with Lex there, but for putting those things together. And then a third shout out
on our Discord if anyone's interested.
Yeah, and then a third shout out. I was seeing those messages come in, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then I got cut off by a guy on my way home from work on Tuesday, and then I moved over, and he flipped me off. So if you flipped off a guy in a white pickup truck on Tuesday, heading home from work, I hope you found your peace in doing that, and a shout out to you too.
Great. Maybe he'll join our Discord. We'll see.
There you go.
Maybe he's already here. You never know.
You never know. He's a fan. Maybe. Yeah. Cool. And then Teku,
maybe he wasn't flipping you. Maybe he wasn't flipping you off. Maybe he was just screaming, "You're number one."
Yeah. Maybe he's an amputee.
Very likely. Maybe that was discreet.
Wow.
Maybe that was discreet driving, just giving more love for Lex.
There you go.
All right. And Teku, was there a shout out you wanted to make, or?
I started making it last week, and I think it had to go to the Discord, which again, it was a conversation about different psychic abilities, and I'm not well versed in psychic abilities. And it was really validating for the decisions that I had made, because everyone started going on about things like telekinetic shield, and it just kept going. Really, really helpful, guys. Thank you very much.
Cool. And just for our viewers or listeners, I'm probably the most versed in Rifts, having played it since 1990. When I bought it, it was the first printing. So it was my first purchase. But these other guys have played Rifts once. Golgi, was it more than once for you before we played?
I played more than once. Yeah, I've played Rifts before.
Okay, but the other guys, you guys have only played this really the one time prior to this. So it's they're not super familiar with all the abilities, and a lot of these character classes are new for them. So they're discovering things as they go along. So, advice on our Discord is super appreciated, and in the chat below if you have any. But we're going to jump back into things here, I think. And when we last left, it was the end of a rather titanic battle. There was about 5 bots, one of which had spidery legs. You guys handled them fairly well, considering that you had no MDC armor for the most part. And I think Sir Luke, you went toe-to-toe with one, which might not have been the wisest move.
No, it was not a good decision on Sir Luke's part, and he recognizes this.
Yeah. And so what I'm doing with combat, because if you're familiar with the Palladium system at all, you realize that in larger combat scenarios where you have many players, many NPCs, that can slow things down quite a bit. So I've really I haven't been rolling for NPCs when it comes to damage. I'm just giving them average damage all the time. I still roll for their attacks. But when it's NPC on NPC combat, I don't really want to roll all that out. I'd rather just narrate that based on kind of what the statistics would show. For PCs, I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt with the randomness of a roll. But yeah, NPC on NPC combat. So it kind of ended with a bit of a narration there, as essentially Old Jack, Rasputin, and Sly were able to armor up into some robot vehicle power armor. And by the coaching and a judicious use of Carpet of Adhesion by Portland, which is just an awesome spell, I think. Wouldn't you say there, DT?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely people in a sticky situation.
Oh, he's here all week, guys. So, yeah.
Glad to be on.
That's right. Tip your waitress. The carpet of adhesion, right, really kind of snared everybody together there, and a few good blasts from some railguns and the Samson power armor, and there was a massive explosion which took out the bots and did some damage to the things around them as well. Lex, you were driving around with James T because you rescued him, and you see that big explosion, and then you hear that there's no more gunfire or anything like that. So we'll start with you.
Yeah, so when I hear, like, my initial plan was to just kind of hide James T out in the woods somewhere, camouflage him a little bit, throw some leaves, or maybe dig a hole and bury him a little bit. But once I hear kind of the shooting and the fighting die down, I think I'd probably turn the ATV around, head back towards the little outpost there, and kind of search for Senate, Portland, Sir Luke, search for any other survivors, any of that kind of stuff. And then if Senate, Portland, and Sir Luke have kind of moved on or in pursuit, then maybe I'd try and pursue as well. Maybe try and get more information from James T here.
Okay, cool. And Senate and Sir Luke, you were in another ATV with two of the security guards. I'll just say you guys encountered two of them. There were a total of 6 in that whole sideshow. You only really encountered 2 of them. The other 4 were busy getting people away and the like. But you were in another ATV. They hear the fighting stop and come back. Portland, you were invisible, if I recall.
Yes, I got into the vehicle invisibly.
The most unexpected invisible guy you ever saw just shows up.
Just keeps turning up.
Yeah. And so that's what we'll do. We'll have both big boss ATVs kind of pulling up to the burning hulk of melted and twisted metal. You can see the large bot is rather damaged from a number of dents. The 4 bots that had the laser rifles were just wailing on its main body. It looked like they were trying to get in and pull the pilot out. The 2 Samson power armor, one is dramatically damaged. It's not looking very good. It kind of you see the pilot is trying to walk and its leg is not working properly. The other one's a little bit damaged. These 2 take off their helmets. The 2 Samson power armor, which are about 11 feet tall, they take off their helmets, and inside are Sly and Rasputin, respectively. And the large robot opens up and, really out of the crotch, climbs down on a ladder, old Jack. As 4 of the security guards, well, 2 of the security guards are in the ATV with you guys, and 2 more security guards. Is it like an
airplane that has one of those deployable blow-up slides down the crotch? Because I feel like that would be really...
For fun, we'll say it's...
Cross your arms when you go down.
Right. Yeah, that's of course, that would be how you exit a military robot vehicle, of course. Yeah. So in addition to that, 2 more security guards come out from the mess. When you guys come to a stop and look around, the tents are essentially sliced up or shot through, smoldering fire with them. Most of the buildings in this outpost have been sliced through because that spider bot was just indiscriminately shooting. There's a number of dead laying around. People are crying and collecting, gripping lifeless loved ones. 2 of the security guards lay dead as well, and this is the sort of aftermath there. And so we'll cue in with both of your vehicles coming to a stop, and we'll start with Portland.
All right. So I open the door, still invisible.
Still invisible? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to open the door. No one's going to see anything. The door just mysteriously opens up, and I'll walk out and say, how are you guys doing? Are you guys okay?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, sorry. Seeing the door open, I'd be trying to quick draw that pistol that I was given, but clearly without any skills, that quick draw is more like a fumbly sort of...
I'm speaking to the other vehicle. Sorry.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. So Lex, he's talking. You hear a voice coming to you.
look at the people in the other vehicle and say, Senate, I think we're doing okay. I got that other robot that I think they were all looking for here.
Oh, Jamie?
And with that,
Yeah,
Lex, you get a mechanical hand on your face, pushing your head to the side of the window, and James T's head, this guy over here, pokes over the window at the mention of his name. Yeah, he says, "You good fight. You be good. Yeah, yes, you," and he kind of twitches a little bit, and you might do it. You could stop the evil and get the treasure, a technological treasure, trove of epic proportion. He kind of stutters his way through, trying to get it all out before Lex shoves him back, I'm sure.
What do you mean
like
evil?
I'd shove him back, and I might try and like nip at his hand.
Yep, give him a nip. Yeah, sure. You get a little bit of fake skin in your teeth.
Sorry. What do you mean evil?
Evil, like the bots. They belong to him. I'd be scared of
You'll
me.
have to excuse Sir Luke. Every time he hears the word evil, he goes 6 to midnight.
Yeah, right away. I'm looking at Sir Luke directly in the eyes. Except I don't have any ISP, so that's as far as it's going to have to go right now.
Well, who's he? Who's he?
He.
I am he.
Well, you're a he, but not he.
It's just
I'm gonna get
disembodied voice. Just,
Come on. Is no one doing the Michael Jackson on that? Come on.
I was going to, but rest in peace.
Yeah.
I grabbed my balls, but no one knows I grabbed them.
Yeah, that's it. You're doing a wicked dance, but totally underappreciated.
Oh my god! I'm picturing
Quietly on the wind, you just
sad.
shamoan.
Oh dear God! I feel bad about that.
yeah. You hear the door of the other ATV open and out hops James T onto his hands, and he scuttles around to the group as the two Psy Stalkers in armor walk up, and old Jack walks up. The 4 security guards kind of step in close too, and James T says, he be scared of me. I bring him trouble. The bots, he sent the bots. They're new design, not by me.
So as he's saying this, I'm looking around at the destruction.
They pretty well ruined the outpost and the sideshow here. Yeah.
Why would he be scared of you?
Oh, I bring him trouble. Yeah, don't know
trouble.
Don't know where to start. He says.
You may have brought trouble here too.
Yeah, you could be evil. Looks at Sir Luke.
Yeah, I'm getting the spray bottle. You're like an insolent cat. You're just gonna get lit up pretty soon if you don't stop.
And with that, he stopped. All right.
Good. Sir Luke, hydrophobic, noted.
All
What?
right.
No, I thought you were talking about the robot.
No.
Oh, you're gonna spray me?
Yes, you.
Yes.
That's why I said the word
Someone
evil
said,
and then looked
someone
at
said
you.
evil, and you basically busted through the side of the MDC vehicle to be like, what?
No. Well, yeah, that's true actually. But no,
Busted with his cock.
Yeah.
I'm busy looking at the destruction and growing increasingly angry at the damage that has been done and the injustice of it all.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see all the damage from way up there on that high horse?
The horse
Actually,
would be
we
killed.
should see if the horse survived.
Oh dear God, my horse! Running to see my horse.
There we go.
was
I'm gonna roll a d20. We're gonna
Oh,
say
no.
high roll is good, low roll is bad.
Come on. Come on.
I believe
it's
it's shaman.
Finds a high.
Oh, it's a high
Bad.
roll. You lucked out.
Oh my
Ah, thank goodness.
god. Mayo almost got renamed as Gloose.
Well, at least the
Alright.
horse survived.
Yeah, there's a lot of wailing going
Fair
on
lot.
in the background now.
I fare a lot better than Security 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were telling me why you're in trouble. please explain why you were trouble for this he that you name.
Oh, he 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 did this, and he points to him. He says, he we must be careful. He so hates to have his name spoken. A secret he is. Secret with spies everywhere. And he looks over at the two Psy Stalkers and old Jack, and then at you guys, and then at the dog. Then he just he's a secret from hell. Partners we be. I give him my thoughts, and he gave me this, and he waves around one of his mechanical arms. I will make you into the image of gods. Yep, that's why he said, I will make you like a god. And did that, he did. Except I don't feel none too godly right now. Yeah. Where are you? He says.
I'm right here.
Sneaking.
I'm not gonna like reveal myself. I'm like, I'm right here. That's all I'm gonna say. How did they know you were here?
Oh, he has spies everywhere. Spies.
Did you know something like this could happen?
Oh, well. He didn't finish me, so probably sent them to do so.
So why should we keep you around? You seem to be the common denominator of all this destruction.
Well, because I can show you the cave. You could defeat him.
For you?
No, for you.
You said he made you that way. Can he make other things similar to you?
Yes. He has.
He make those big walking spiders.
He did.
So he made the robots. He made you.
Not all of me. Yeah, I be human. A man of flesh and bone like him, and him. A man I was, a man of earth. But then things changed, didn't they? I guess I don't look too good no more, do I? No, not so good.
No, you look like shit. So is only your brain still human, or because it seems like the rest of you is not?
What makes us human?
A brain, heart, or the organs.
You seem to know. You look to know bots and Borgs too. Have you ever seen a construct as I?
No.
No, I be special.
Those, the latter two, Buffalo Rhino, they were, I don't know that they were as complex as you, but they weren't terribly far off.
That's true.
I be no rhino buffalo. I'm a thing of beauty and power. A thing like nothing the coalition or the best chop shops could have built. That was I.
But that's my question. I know you're far and above anything I've seen personally. But so were those rhino buffalo. Do you think it's possible that he could have made those rhino buffalo that attacked us? They looked like rhino buffalo on the face of it until you started cutting into them, at which point they were very, very robotic.
He starts to laugh and he says, he can't think. I can think. I thought for him, dreamed up all sorts. This, he motions to himself, was my reward for thinking. Can you believe it? My reward for just sitting in the throne and thinking. Oh, thinking about anything. Bots were the best thing. Oh, best thing about, but anything would do. After thinking and talking, we were friends, you know. Best friends. And this was my reward. This was my reward. Yeah, so he can't think, though. Someone else is thinking for him now.
So you didn't ever think about Rhino Buffalo when you were with him?
Oh, no, bots, and other things. Much
Okay.
much scarier than Rhino Buffalo. Yes.
So this he that you refer to, is it a human?
Oh, he is he, the one in the cave. He who thinks he's a god spawned from the before time, master of the darkness and lord of all. He who is the lord of bots. And then he gets quiet, and his face takes on a bit more of a sinister look, and his eyes grow dark, and he almost starts to speak very so softly it's almost imperceptible, and then he raises it to a whisper without a stutter at all. I can take you. I know the way. He looks at you all. You are strong enough to kill even him. You see, I can show you a secret way, a way he does not know. Steal from him, kill him, take it all. I don't care. I want nothing of value, only revenge. He must pay for this. And you can have the power of the Dark God if you want it, after he's gone.
When you say pay for this, what are you referring to? Your estate at the moment?
Yes, he did it. Everything was fine, and then I come home and he gets angry, and he starts to kind of yell out. I come home I do to the cave, and there's this other sitting on my throne, and he says this one's better. He says he can even talk without the helmet. Sure, I say, and it's almost like he's not talking to you anymore. He's just kind of ranting to the air.
He's pulling a Gollum and Schmeagol kind of situation.
Well, it's more that he's just kind of talking angry at the world as opposed to like a split personality sort of thing. But
sure.
He says he can talk without the helmet. Sure, I say. What is this guy? Some sort of freak? Some muty freak who can talk to machines? Bull, I scream. This is my place. I'm the one for the throne. I have the ideas. And he says I'm pathetic like all humans. Like all humans. My ideas are nothing compared to this new guy. You know what drove me kind of crazy? This guy sits in the throne smiling like he's like a god or something. Like he knows something I don't. Just looked at me smiling like I was yesterday's garbage. So I freaked, and I tried to blast his ass to hell. He didn't appreciate that. And well, this is what happened, and he motions to himself. This is what happened. Tore me to pieces and threw me away. Whole time I could hear that guy laughing at me. Laughing. But I have the biggest laugh because one day he'll be worse than me. I just know it. Yes.
Had those machines found you, what do you think they would have done?
Finished the job. Finished you all. But you're stronger than them. This is why you could put an end to him. He hates all humans. Wants to see them destroyed. Wants to tear them all to pieces.
Why do you have the target on your back?
Because
why is he pursuing you?
Because he's scared of me. I'd say scared that I bring him more trouble. That's why he sent the bots.
You bring trouble here
scared
too.
That you're gonna round up a group to go knock on his door.
Maybe when I get fixed, I'll go knock on his door. At which point, the four security guards who are kind of looking at each other, they go, "We agree with you, Cyberknight. He's nothing but trouble. We don't want anything to do with him."
Is Jack nearby?
Yeah, he's standing there. He's kind of looking over at the two Psy Stalkers who are kind of grumbling to each other a little bit.
Can I walk by him and sort of nod past him, indicating that I'd like to talk, but kind of away?
Yeah, and he pats Rasputin on the shoulder and walks over your way.
And I'll just kind of turn and look him squarely in the face and say, has this happened before?
Nah. I haven't had any encounters. He hasn't brought us any trouble. Like I told you before, we picked him up and about a year ago, and he's been traveling with us ever since.
And to this point, he said nothing about this.
Oh, well.
I mean, I can understand not having a run-in with, the robotic army of doom there, but...
well, like I said before, we found him in the state he's in, crazy as all get out, but he thinks he's, hear him tell it he's some kind of god, right? Claims to know about this underground bunker and full of high-tech shit, like I told you before. But, well, before now, me and the other two boys there, we left our exploring days behind us, and we just thought he was nuts. But, well, looking at how things are now, those bots took everything from us now. All right, if you're thinking of tackling this one, taking on the one responsible for all this destruction, look at these folks here. He points over to the outpost.
I'll just put my hand up and just don't get him started, and I'll point over in the direction of Sir Luke,
who's still looking around and getting increasingly angry at seeing the destruction.
Nope, you're over there. Go be over there.
Oh no, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm just you're looking at me from a distance. I am on my own, looking very distracted by what's going on here.
Okay, as he's looking off in the distance and crying that single tear, I'm gonna walk up behind him and put my hand on his shoulders. As, "Are you okay?" But I'm still invisible.
Oh, judo chop him.
Single tear.
Just.
You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can picture it right now.
I can picture it too. And you doing it.
I kind of am, actually. I go say, so I think I've known Portland enough to know that this is not an unusual thing. He's done this before, so I'm not surprised that a disembodied voice is now touching me on the shoulder.
Yet he gets you every time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little soft squeeze too on the side of his neck, like where the neck and shoulder are. Just a little soft, reassuring squeeze. Kind of
my God. So I'll say, no, I don't think any of us are fine.
Well, we got a bunch of evils. Maybe that guy too. So we're good, apparently, according to him. He seems kind of evil himself. And then we have the other evil that's in the forest. And apparently this new evil called He, who must not be named, apparently, because he gets upset about it.
I thought it was He.
He.
James T. just kind of gives you guys a glare. You obviously making fun of him. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could end this guy right here now, quickly, and then go and deal with the other two. After he tells us the location, because he doesn't really care whether he's alive or not, does he?
We're not murderers.
No, we don't have to be murderers. We can be euthanasia enthusiast.
I kind of look behind me and realize he's not. I can't actually see him, but I'm also going to still give him a look.
All right, you glare at the air behind you. One of the security guys thinks you're looking at him and gives you a look.
Oh no, not you, him.
You should just follow Luke around now, just farting aggressively, so everybody thinks.
All right. So
and start whispering, "Do you smell popcorn?"
I'm eating it right now, actually.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Senate, you're still standing there with old Jack, but go ahead, Sir Luke.
I was going to say Luke's going to he's going to go off into the into the what's left of the not I can't even call it a village, right? But left of the and try to help people as best he can, lifting people out of buildings if he can, trying to get people out, like trying to save as many lives as possible.
I'm going to assist him in this endeavor.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing that, I might go help, but the parting word I would have with Jack is, okay, I'll take you at your word that you didn't willingly bring danger to this this nice little town, outpost, whatever it was. But if you plan on sticking around, I'm sure they'd appreciate the help. If you have any questions, I mean, you know where to find me. But next time, and I start walking away, maybe you don't have to bring the Psy Stalkers, because if I was looking to hurt you, I don't know that they'd necessarily be able to stop me either. There's no sense making each other uncomfortable.
You had a funny way of making friends.
It's a very passive aggressive comment
Yeah,
there, man.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of Psy Stalkers, and this guy is just shoehorning them into every single scene that I find him in. So
that line was so passive aggressive.
If he's gonna be doing it, I'm gonna at least justify it.
It's the same two Psy Stalkers, though. Like, they're just his friends. But anyway, yeah, cool. Lex.
So with everybody walking away, so I'll just pull a Yui then with the ATV and follow Senate Portland, or I guess Senate and the Sir Luke back into the town to kind of look for people and look for any supplies that we might need going forward.
Yeah, I mean the show was not far from town at all. It's or slash the outpost, not really a town. As Sir Luke, you were the first one to head out, Portland, hot on your tail. As you walk toward the remnants of the outpost, you can see two men walking toward you. It's the proprietor of the lodge and the proprietor of the trading post. They seem to be scuffed and got some scrapes and the like, but are not the worse for wear. They seem to have weathered everything pretty well. And they're both walking determinedly to meet you as you walk toward them.
Okay, I walk towards them. I think they have something to say.
Okay. And the guy, the keeper of the outpost, puts his hand up and says, "Haven't you caused enough trouble? Look at the place."
Us? What do you mean we caused the trouble?
Ever since you and your friends have arrived here, right? He starts to kind of choke up, and the lodge keeper says, "Listen, we had Gordo die, and well, now, not even 2 days later, this freak show shows up, and you just attract trouble with your technology and your magic. The old stories are true."
Sorry, could you just quickly explain how we, while out of town, had a hand in inviting this freak show into town, thereby bringing in the robots?
You were in town when the robots
just
came.
walk. I would turn around and say they weren't here for you and they weren't here for us. They were here for the show. They were here for one of the freaks.
I don't care who they were here for. They ended up hitting people that they weren't here for.
And they'd have hit a whole lot more if it weren't for us. So to me, it sounds like that's a real funny way to start a thank you.
You're welcome.
And the guy
that comes out of nowhere because
the guy
call and respond.
Yeah, the guy they both just kind of jump when Portland talks like that, and they're looking around.
And I assume you got like right sort of in between them when you said it too.
Oh yeah, I'm like nose to nose. They can like feel my breath.
Oh yeah, they kind of jump back. Just stay away from us. We have to take what we can find and resettle somewhere safer, maybe further from that ley line. Try to get away from things,
the worst move.
All you do is bring trouble. I mean, they both kind of turn around and head back toward the other people that are where the weeping is and the pulling of bodies and things.
So they're kicking us out.
Sounds like
go get our rhino horn.
There's not much left to be kicked out from. Like it's literally leveled. Like if the lasers cut through the buildings and there were only about, like 12 buildings to begin with. So
Well, I'm going to go get my stuff.
So I guess I'd say let's load up this ATV, let's load up some gas, and get out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
go get my
grab
stuff.
what's left of my stuff, grab my bike, maybe do one quick walk by the trading post before heading out.
I'm the guy
okay,
who hates your guts.
Ah, that's fine.
yeah,
I'm a likable sort.
you walk by the trading post. It's sitting in rubble. It looks like one of the corner supports were hit and the building collapsed onto itself. Yeah. You guys walk up to the lodge, and pretty much the same thing. The log cabin style lodge received a number of blast holes. Lex, you're familiar with that, and that corner is very unstable. It cracks and crumbles and falls in. So,
Well, I know where my room was. All I need is to get there, and I could remove enough
oh yeah,
logs to get to my stuff.
yeah, you'll start digging for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just levitate some of that shit out of the way.
Let's start digging.
Yeah.
And then
I'll
grab my
stand here and
whatever I
offer
have.
emotional support. If this is going to be a protracted thing, because I don't expect it to be given how everybody else tends to perform. But if I had time, I would probably try and meditate just a little bit, just to have more than 2 ISP.
I'm going to put on my urban warrior armor too.
Okay, you dig out the armor and stuff. You spend some time digging. Senate, as you kind of settle in with your back against a tree, as these guys dig, your ears overhear the 4 security guards that are remaining talking with old Jack and the 2 Psy Stalkers. They seem to be parting ways, that the security guards didn't sign on for this kind of mayhem and destruction. They were just there to make sure that there was nobody that was going to roll the freak show, not fighting, alien robots and defending that freak of a machine man. So they're basically cutting ties and taking what they believe to be their fair share and taking off.
Do they have armor?
Yeah.
Can I ask if I can buy some of that armor off them?
So are you digging through things, or are you just sitting there?
I only had a backpack. I didn't have really many things.
Okay. So
Backpack and a motorbike.
the disembodied voice asks them ask them to buy their armor off of them, and they kind of look around, and you see one of them, his eye kind of adjusts, and he says, "Oh, there you are. We're not selling you our armor.
Why not?
Piss off, wizard." And they grab the other big boss ATV and pile in and start loading things onto it, tying them on and stuff.
Oh.
No respect.
All right. Because I almost let you die. Anyways, I'm going to walk back and invisible myself.
Okay, you become visible yet again.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I just have a hover bike and backpack. That's pretty much all I have.
Yeah, and the MDC equipment has weathered quite well, right? So your hovercraft of they've just got scuffs of things falling on them, or but they didn't take a direct hit or anything like that. Likewise, your equipment, if any of it was crushable, probably is a little bit worse for wear, but the MDC equipment would be okay, like your body armor, Sir Luke.
Oh, my rations.
The rations were dry and hard, right? So they're fine.
Yeah. Now they're dry, hard, and flat.
They were flat
also
before.
MDC.
Yeah, they're MDC rations.
Yeah.
Iron rations. Yeah. All right.
So while I'm doing this, I am very, very, very quiet and just stewing, but not good stew.
Oh,
All right.
Bad stewing.
again with the stew.
It's
And
always
you're,
I'm not
with the stew.
around.
and you're putting on your armor once you find it.
Yep.
Okay.
And my other armor, the that's been heavily damaged, I'm going to store because I think I get it fixed eventually.
Okay. And Lex, you're digging as well through the rubble.
Yeah, digging through the rubble. I also kind of want to keep my eye out for any other MDC armor that may fit me.
Yeah, there's
Anything that may be left over from the trading or anything like that.
there's not a lot of armor kicking around this town. Yeah, Senate, you tried to meditate. Portland, what are you doing?
Just kind of whistling.
Okay, just biding your time. Do you have how much PPE are you down?
I am down 120, 118.
Okay, would you like to meditate then? Take a moment to
Sure.
try to collect yourself.
Sure, why not?
Cool. Get an hour of meditation in as people dig around. Lex and Sir Luke, you guys can see the townsfolk really kind of looking back over their shoulder at you as they keep a healthy distance from you. As you put the armor on, Sir Luke, you hear the clinking sounds of mechanical hands on the hard ground. And James T walks over to you, and as you sit down to kind of put the leggings on from the armor, he looks at you and says, "You stood against one of those bots."
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Brave.
Stupid.
No armor.
Yeah, pretty stupid.
But with armor, not stupid.
What's your name again?
James T. James T. James T. My name is James T. I can't remember if there's any more to it. James D. James D.
Right. Well, James T, look around and know that this was in large part because of your presence. Does that matter to you?
Which is why we need to stop him. He'll just do it again.
Well, I look at this and I think, well, who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for all this damage?
He,
And death.
him. He is responsible.
I'm going to go put it back to putting on my armor and kind of ignoring him. I'm furious at this point.
All right. Cool. So an hour or so goes by as you guys dig through rubble and the like. So, Portland, just going to jump to your abilities. You will get back 15 PPE for that hour.
15. Sweet.
That's better than a punch in the face.
Agreed.
And 12,
Still be coming down the line.
12
I feel
ISP.
like I should really have just fucked up that guy's ATV. Sorry, was that?
Jeez. 12 ISP for Senate.
All right, getting a little bit back, I'll stop and then go and start digging for my stuff.
All right. So you guys kind of finish digging and are just kind of sorting through what you found there. Like I said, most of your stuff is okay. Anything that was not a mega damaged piece of equipment, a little bit flatter but still functional. Some dents and tears and stuff, but most of it you were able to recover. The two Psy Stalkers and old Jack, they're out of their armor now and everything. They come walking over toward the four of you, and you boys find everything, says old Jack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did anyways.
I think we found enough to move on from here.
Where are you moving on to?
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna hunt down him, that James is talking about. I don't know if we're gonna go towards that old town that we saw the last couple days and look into some of the stuff there. I don't know.
I would definitely like to be on a ley line for 48 hours.
And old Jack looks over at you, and the two Psy Stalkers look at you. Planning on casting something, says Rasputin.
Learning something.
Ley lines are nothing but trouble, says Sly. Monsters like him too.
Yeah, I understand. But I kind of need to learn stuff.
Well, if you go back again, I'll be with you.
Thank you. I would really appreciate it.
Where are you guys going?
Well, says old Jack, those bots, they cost us everything. He motions over to basically what's left of the freak show. Lost some good people. Lost Gilda. Lost the dinosaur. The artifacts are damaged beyond repair. Our livelihood's shot. So, we're basically thinking that, tackling the one that's responsible for this. The power armor, one suit's still in good repair. The other one's somewhat functional, but it's got a working railgun. Jimmy knows where to go. Don't you? And James T nods. Yeah. The cave. You'll be...
How far is this cave?
Oh, a ways away.
Wait.
He points to the east.
You have nothing. You lost everything. So you want to attack this thing with this little bit that you have? Like, that seems like a very foolish idea. No.
Old Jack looks at you.
Could you guys alone have taken on these cyber things? These robots?
Old Jack looks over at you and he shakes his head. I don't want to destroy him. I want to rob him.
I get that, but I think...
You know how much one of those laser rifles would have been worth?
Sure, but I think heading into there right now may not be the best option. Just thinking out loud. I don't want you putting yourself in more danger, that's all.
He sounds like the type of guy that you rob him, you take maybe 5 guns from him, he's going to have 500 coming after you.
You got to think, he sent that much after Jamie. What do you think he has guarding his house? Cave. Empire. I don't know. What do gods rule over?
The heavens?
That's what I said when I escaped the coalition. You just got to move on. You can't go back and fight them. You just got to move on.
At least not in your current state.
At least not in the current state. I know he has some secret entrance he mentioned earlier, but that's still pretty risky with what you guys have at the moment. A usable armor and a half-beaten armor and a railgun. Just seems as though it's asking for trouble.
And James T starts to shake his head. He will not know we be in his cave until it's too late for him. I know a secret way. We get in. You can take what you want. You'll be rich. More than what this was worth. He points to the freak show.
I have no interest in wealth.
Neither do I.
But I do have an interest in justice. And kind of I'm looking around and seeing the devastation and the death and all that kind of stuff, the weeping. And this has to be dealt with somehow. Don't know how, but it's got to be dealt with.
Sir Luke, I understand that you want justice to be served, but what he's suggesting, I'm pointing at James T over there, is not necessarily to destroy, but to steal instead. So this
I wa-
doesn't necessarily have to do with getting justice by stealing. Do you
I'm,
do you
I
agree?
I get what you're saying. I have no interest in stealing. I have no interest in theft. Uh, I would not be involved in anything like that. But if there's a way to potentially punish the person or the thing or whatever it is that did this, I'm. I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but I mean, I have no interest in stealing. That's
Understandable. But we saw that we needed people with suits and a giant robot even to take care of those enemies. He's
yes,
suggesting that we just sneak in and grab some stuff and come back, not destroy. And
I
if we
know.
were to try to attempt to destroy, I feel as though he probably has a bunch of those things at his arsenal or
I
his arsenal. And I think we would be terribly gunned.
I agree.
If nothing
I think
else.
I think it's a suicide mission that I don't think I would want to partake in.
No, I agree. I'm not interested in the suicide mission.
I would take
Stealing is
you
bad
right
too.
to him, says James T. Right to him. Secret way he doesn't
Yeah,
know.
but right to him and no capacity to deal with him.
You could deal with him.
How?
You
You're a lot more
destroyed his bots.
optimistic than I am.
You destroyed his bots.
Yeah, and
He's-
at what cost?
yeah,
And I'll gesture around us vaguely.
we destroyed 5 of them. How many does he have?
A cave full, but not where he is. Secret place. He's just going to send bots to kill you anyway. You saw them. He doesn't want to be found. Doesn't want to be known. He's going to send them
So
to
if
kill all these people.
If we're serious about dealing with this, we have to at least fall back, gather our strength. Repairing the machine seems a good idea. Getting ourselves kitted out with some armor seems a good idea. And then elaborating on our plan. I'll say, looking at James. I mean, motivations are what they are. Old Jack and your cue ball friends, you want wealth? Fine, we're not really interested in arguing with you on that front. I mean, big man's looking for, I don't know how you splice the word justice and violence together, but that. And I don't mind putting down a threat of this scale because, frankly, it seems to do better for everybody else. James T is in it for vengeance, that I can understand.
Well, we'd like a little bit of vengeance too, says Rasputin. They were our friends.
And I understand that. I don't, not the vengeance, but the justice. They deserve to be avenged.
So, while our motivations may differ, they are nonetheless, I guess, harmonic. So it just comes down to a question of preparation and really execution.
I have a quick question for was his name Big Jim? Was his name? Was he
Old Jack?
Old Jack. Old Jack, have you encountered these types of bots before?
Nope. But I've
Were
encountered
you ever
bots.
attacked? Have you ever been attacked by anything since James T has been in your company?
Nah. Some small game. Rhino
But
Buffalo that
nothing
was
like
angry.
that.
But
Sure. But not anything that was coming after him. Like nothing that spoke, nothing that was robotic.
nope. Nothing that came. Nothing
And
coming
I'll-
after James.
Fair enough, because he suggested that because they know where he was, and now they know who we are, and he does not like to be known. Why wouldn't he send more of these things towards you guys while you've been traveling this entire time?
All the more reason to stay on the move, don't you think?
Agreed, but you're moving right to him.
You think he's going to
My
expect
point is,
that?
he just said that because they know us now, that we're constantly going to be tracked. But it didn't seem as though you guys have been constantly tracked. You had to have settled somewhere and had this this freak show at other venues, and yet you were not attacked. Just happens to be this one, and now James is stating that now that he knows us, we're all under threat. But you guys were never under threat until today, even though James has been in your company this entire time.
Maybe we were under threat. Maybe they hadn't found us yet. Now that they found us, they know what we look like. Look, I don't claim to know what he knows, points over at James T. All I know is that we keep moving, and if we gotta do something, and we're gonna be threatened, we might as well try to do something by putting some harm onto whoever sent these bots. Now, I'm not claiming that we go and take them on as we are right now. I'd like to fix up that Samson power armor. That would help. Maybe even secure something else. But I can tell you this. If we're going to constantly be tracked now by those bots, maybe we weren't before because they didn't necessarily know where James was. But now that they do, if we're going to get constantly tracked, I want to be prepared, and I want to fight on my own terms, not be surprised.
Then if we need somewhere to fix up, and we need somewhere where we're relatively protected from these bots, we're looking for a fairly developed area.
To buy
Laszlo,
these things.
Something not overly coalition-y. And I'll look at Luke and kind of do a single finger gun.
yeah, Laszlo. Probably
I
the
will-
closest place.
Old Jack says, I was thinking a relic.
What's
Nothing
the
to work.
relic?
Relic's got a little bit less magical oversight. You can lay a little bit lower.
Sorry, do you have a map you can throw up here just so we can get a feel for the layout?
Sure. There we go. I'm going to move these tokens out of the way so the, the bars aren't interfering with the view. There we go. So you can see Laszlo is there.
Mhm.
And Relic is basically Hamilton. You guys are in what is near what was Guelph.
How far of a distance are we looking at?
I don't know. Probably a day or two.
No, it's the closest place. I think that probably makes sense.
Yeah. But you said you needed a ley line there, ley line walker.
That's correct.
Well, anybody opposed giving this fellow a couple of days on a ley line?
I'm good with it. I was going to go anyways.
I'm going to look at the two side stalkers. What say you?
They kind of look over at Lex. I'm sure we can find a comfortable distance. What do you say, dog boy?
Sticking with the three of my guys here, so I got nothing wrong with hanging out in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
I've
Although,
been doing it since I left the coalition.
yeah, we did that for a little while too. He looks over at his brother. I'm sure we got some similar experiences. What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
You don't need to know that right now.
All right. Well, I'm Rasputin and this is Sly. And I think we can relate. But, yeah, we're going to have to go hunting anyway. Find something to eat. Unless the line walker or the psychic here wants to pony up.
That's not going to happen.
Didn't think so.
You seem awful friendly, but it's a bit early for a first date.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there's an agreement, it sounds like. We're going to spend a few days on the ley line, let Portland kind of level up, so to speak, and then head to Relic.
Sounds like a deal, says old Jack.
Thank you.
And he puts out his hand toward the Cybernite.
I'll shake it.
It's a bionic hand, yeah. And gives you a firm shake. We got a good grip there, Cybernite.
So do you.
Yeah. But I paid for this one. All right. And with that, we will stop this session and call it to a close. For those of you that have joined us, we thank you. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified. Check us out on our Discord. Leave comments down below. Follow us on Twitter/X. We're on Facebook as well. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to carry on the conversation and hear what you think about all this. I'm Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar. And we are Initiative Zero.